Brought you Pre here once again, talking about his awesome health journey, and at this point, I'm talking about mental health as well as physical health because I find that important and integral. And I'm talking about this one because I noticed I have been falling into the trap of a past. Because honestly, this is not the first time I've done something like this that I'm doing, trying to get my life back together, trying to deal with certain aspects of my life, and I just fall into the same trap. And one of the traps that I noticed that I fall in is this trap of being special or taking something to the next level, or even something as simple as reaching my full potential and becoming the best me I can be, blah, 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 blah. Basically, this is a trap because it kind of points to an endpoint, and it also points to a doneness and that doesn't exist. Plus, it also sets up for failure because the next time I get sad, there's a feeling that I didn't do well enough. Because I'm even thinking about that now as I'm going through this current sadness, as I truly embrace how alone I feel right now after missing the connection from my ex and the love we were sharing and everything. I'm really sitting in that sadness. And I think to myself, like, why haven't I fixed it before? But the thing is, there is no fixing it. There's just getting better at processing it. And I've just never really been that good at it, even though, as I've mentioned before, about dealing with emotions hard is I keep on thinking that I am. But there isn't a endpoint. There isn't a I'm awesome and I'm special. And I'm not saying you're not special because we're all special as individual beings. We're all the superhero in our own story. We're all the main character. But the idea that we are separate in the sense where what we're dealing with sets us apart, or what we're dealing with makes us above, is easy. In fact, you can see this in personal growth and a lot in spirituality. I was part of this client attraction business school where they called people who weren't part of that the muggle world, doing that Harry Potter. We were these spiritual, enlightened business people selling from the heart. The muggle world were people doing the old style, you're right? This is practically cult-like manipulation of trying to get us to be part of this club where we're all special and more special than you. Who doesn't understand this? You see this in almost any personal growth. Tony Robbins, definitely Jordan D. Peterson, red pilling, pretty much anything that disconnects you. And that's not what I'm doing. In fact, when I talk about this trap, I just got this intuitive feeling that in 6 months, if I continue to do this process, I'm going to see a transformational change. And there's a part of me that would, that doesn't think that it's almost impossible if I'm making videos, because every time I get a comment, my heart swells, especially if it's from a person I don't know, because I just love helping people. And there is a part of me that thinks if I keep on doing this, people will recognize me, recognize how special and amazing my mind is. And after that, I will get a book deal, Maximum Enjoyment by Brett Dupree, 10 rules to live your life rock hard, awesome. But in reality, that would be nice. I would love to do something like that and go on tour and talk. I think that's my dream still, even though I've given up that dream. It would be awesome if it somehow randomly happened. Anyway, I'm not saying I'm completely given up on that, like doing that, but I've given up on really utilizing that to associate that with who I am and work on myself in a way where when I do something, I don't let my anxieties, I don't let my fear, I don't let my sadness stop me from doing it. And I don't utilize my escapes to cause me to procrastinate too much, to cause me to just sit on the couch and watch TikTok for 90 minutes because I can't think of anything better to do. Or I don't want to do something like, say, clean my kitchen. And so I don't know, I'll just watch YouTube videos, or I don't want to deal with it, and I eat too much, so I'm lethargic on the couch and not doing anything, or I spend too much on something that I think will make me happy at that moment, and then I'm too busy kind of freaking out about money and being broke, and hoping that I will be able to pay my bills, and then I'm just too focused on that fear to deal with anything as I would do in the past. And I want to be able to just work through life and not shut down. To the next time I get in a relationship, I want to be able to be present more. When I'm triggered by negative things my partner does, I don't want to kind of slink back and not deal with it and not have an adult conversation. I was not good at having adult necessary conversations, and I want to be good at that. I want to be a full functioning, emotional, intelligent adult. That's it. I don't care about my full potential. I don't care about taking things to the next level. I just want to be able to deal with life without escaping, without going to food, without going to money, without going to TikTok, without going to Instagram, without going to a strip club, without going to, I don't know, alcohol. Like I've done all those things in the past. And to really just sit with it, learn from it, and move on and do what I feel that is necessary at the time. And I recognize now that I'm going to think I'm naive 6 months, a year from now, based off what I'm doing now. And that's fine. That's the point. The point is continue to move forward, even though what you're doing now is just enough for now. And that's okay. There isn't a point where you're finished or unfinished, and there isn't a point where I have ascended. There isn't a point where I just become enlightened and nothing bothers me anymore. I mean, I used to think this African proverb: "If there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do no harm." But the yeah, that's silly. Should be like the enemy without can't derail me from who I am, and so I can work towards, being who I want to be. That's what's important. Being someone I'm proud of being. So yeah, this one's a little long. I apologize. Love it like a play cousin. I stole that line.